just do this for me out loud though. And I want you to say 2011 5 times real fast. Fast as you can. 2011, 2011, 2011, 2011. Man, what's going on, y'all? This your boy RGG, a regular gun guy. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I bring you gun content that everybody can relate to. If this is your first time here and you enjoy this video, leave me a thumbs up and smash that sub button. And if you're returning to the channel, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. If everybody who's watching right now, just do this for me out loud though. And I want you to say 2011 5 times real fast. Fast as you can. 2011, 2011, 2011, 2011. I want to hear you do it. I wanted, you tell me how that turned out, okay? And I'm only saying that because I wanted to come with a video today that just been lingering on my mind for a little while. We are in the 2011 craze. Everybody is like 2011 crazy. It's been like the biggest trend. It's definitely huge now. It was probably even bigger maybe a year or so ago, but it's still huge, right? It ain't died down yet. Now, I think it's more like the porting and the comps and things like that. That's what, everything is there right now. So I remember getting my very first 2011. And at the time, it was a staccato. Matter of fact, I have it right here. This was literally, well, was it? It wasn't my first. It wasn't my first, because I did have a Rock Island TAC Ultra. I still have it, actually. But this was my actual first 2011. And if you want to be technical, this is really the only 2011. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. But I have to give you some context to make this make sense. And before I go any further, let me go through my explanation because I have a lot of people that are brand new to firearms that watch my videos, that watch all of our videos, but I know that I have a lot of brand new people to guns that watch me. So let me explain this. So when I say 2011, that is basically a 1911. So if you don't know what a 1911 is, you just Google the 1911 gun. And single stack, double stack magazines, basically about capacity, how many rounds you can get inside the magazine. So the 1911 was a single stack gun and one of the most popular guns ever. Always known for shooting very well, having great triggers. And these guys decided to come with the 2011, which is the double stack 1911, essentially, to give more capacity to a very popular firearm, all right? I hope I explained that okay, and if I didn't, I'm sure one of my friends in the comments will explain it even better. So as you know, at one point in time, if you had a staccato, boy, you was winning. You had the lead in the game. And then as things evolved, you start having companies come along and they started taking the whole idea of, because they were so hot, the guns are on fire. All the competition shooters were getting them, the big time guys were going for them, and they were on fire if you had a staccato. And then other companies started coming along and they started making even more expensive 2011s. So it was a point in time, if you had something that was more expensive than a staccato, not only did you win, you damn near owned the game. You was like that guy. The game has changed. Things have shifted. And it's shifted to a market now where everybody can own a 2011. There's so many companies that have come along and decided to make these firearms at way more affordable prices and give us a ton of options to allow just about everybody to get in the game, which basically created this whirlwind. Now it's all people were talking about. Like, nobody want to buy no other pistol. I need a 2011. I can go get one now for $1,000 and I'm winning. I don't got to spend the $4,000 or $5,000 no more, right? But there was always a gun that lingered around that had similar characteristics. It was extremely popular, the gold standard, especially in competition, that so many people owned. And if you had one of these, you were pretty popular. And then it's like everybody just forgot about it. Did we forget about this guy? Empty, all right? And we could dry fire this one all day long. Did we forget about the CZ Shadow 2?
Put some respect on my name. You understand me?
This gun has always been in the gold standard, especially for competition shooters. Still is to this day. As a matter of fact, a gentleman was telling me that recently in Ohio, the person who won the carry optics competition first place was shooting a Shadow 2. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that is what I heard. That tells you that these firearms are still very relevant. I'm a novice shooter, man. I am a novice gun owner. I just love guns. I like to shoot all types of different stuff. I never allow myself to really be, you know, a brand booty. I don't know what made me say that, but a brand booty to me is somebody that's just stuck on one brand or one type. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those. I'm not a type booty. I'm not a brand booty. Now you just take it how you want to. Now, I like to try all types of different firearms out here. I'm wondering if today's video is brought to you by Attorneys on Retainer. The Attorneys on Retainer program includes all legal representation for self-defense related matters. 24/7, 365 access to an attorney for freedom's attorney after a self-defense incident. Plus, civil liability coverage, red flag, expungement, and online self-defense education and training. And now that you've made the choice to legally carry a firearm, protect yourself and your family with Attorneys on Retainer. Sign up using my code RGG25. Save yourself $25 off your sign-up fee. This whole 2011 phase made us forget about this beast.
Y'all must have forgot.
Because this gun is a dog, and it has some amazing parallels to the 2011 that I don't think a lot of people take into account. For example, why is the 2011 so attractive to people? What makes people want it? And I think there's a few reasons that I can list. I'm sure there's plenty more, but I think most would agree with this. Aesthetically, they're beautiful guns, right? They modular. You can change out your grip modules and, you know, change out your internals and do a bunch of cool stuff to them. They're easy to shoot. They got great triggers in them. They shoot flat. The mechanics of these guns have always been amazing. Also, the aftermarket support. Man, you can just about find anything you need for a 2011 just about anywhere. Most of the magazines are compatible, right? So you just have that modularity in them. Now, think about everything I just said, and I'm sure that there's plenty more reasons. However, when you think about the Shadow 2, and I was just saying about parallels, everything that I just described about the 2011 firearm holds true for the Shadow 2 as well. Think about it. You probably never put this into thought. Aesthetically, these are beautiful guns, man. When you talk about the trigger pull, how it shoots and how it performs, you're right on par. They come with great triggers, double single action guns, which 2011s aren't. So let me show you the trigger on the Shadow 2. It's already been racked. All right, there's your take up. This is my trigger snob. That's all the take up there is. Boom, crisp. Reset. Whoa. Pull. The low bore axis contributes to that accuracy, right? These guns are very accurate, arguably as if not more accurate than 2011. You just have to talk to different shooters, and sometimes that comes down to the individual, but they're very accurate guns. Metal frames, a lot of people like to have metal frames on their 2011s, all steel frame guns. This is an all steel frame gun. Modularity, aftermarket support. Gun's very modular. As you can see, the good people over at Lock Grips made this gun look amazing. A big shout out to Lock Grips. They make, to me, the dopest grips out there. And they definitely set this gun off. Now it's got the magwell on there because this gun did not come this way. I'm gonna try to put a picture up of how the gun looked when it came, how it came originally. But when you think about the features on the 2011s, you know, you got your dual safeties. On the firearm, on the Shadow 2, you got your dual safeties. You talk about that, those parallels, right? They pretty much, you know, have a lot of the same features. They both shoot very accurate, this, that, and the other. I would even argue to say, some people are gonna really get on me about this. For the price that you pay for one of these and what you get in it, this is before you do anything to it, before you send it to Occasion Gun Works or anybody else, you're gonna pay probably 15-ish. You will not find a 2011 out the box for 15 beans that's better than this. Or that's this good and this feature rich. I would even argue to say that you can probably go up to about 25-ish, 3, before you start getting into 2011s that you'll be like, oh no, that's crapping on the Shadow 2. The only point I'm really making in all of this is you have options. I know we're in the 2011 phase and everybody like, man, I'm trying to save up to get this one here, man, it's 2825. And some people are asleep. So when it comes to being reliable, these are arguably more reliable than 2011s. And a lot of the times that's because of the tight tolerances on the 2011s and whatever it is that they do to them a lot of times. But This is a mass-produced gun from CZ, and this gun runs pretty much everything I've ran through. Now, again, I'm novice, so I don't shoot it in competition, so I can't speak to that, the guys who are putting those crazy rounds through it, but a bunch of people shoot these in competition, which tells me that they have stood the test of time and they do hold up. This gives you guys, all of us, an additional option. Now, I got a light on mine. It's for aesthetics only, because I don't use this for any way and duty. I just take it to the range and I just like to shoot it. Now, what I want to know is, because it's some CZonians out there. What is a CZonian? You're probably one of them, and it's some people that really live and die by CZ. A lot of them would prefer the Shadow 2s over the 2011s. And what I would like to know from anybody who's watching and have some experience with this stuff, leave me a comment to tell me which one do you prefer, the 2011 or the Shadow 2. If you think the Shadow 2 is as good as the 2011 out there, that kind of floats in that same price range, do you think it's comparable? Do you think 2011 shoot much better than Shadow 2s? Just kind of give me your overall opinion on not forgetting about this beast. Now, I'm a huge 2011 fan. I own probably 10, and I love them. I just like to shoot them, and I get a kick out of all of them. Now, what would be another option that's not a 2011 and not a Shadow 2 that you would tell people like, oh man, y'all talking about these? Look at this. You know what I'm saying? I can think of a few, but I don't want to give you no ideas. I'd love for y'all to leave it in the comments and just tell me y'all overall thoughts. Have the 2011 made us forget about this beast?
Y'all must have forgot.
Or made us forget about the fact that there's other cool stuff out there? Do me a favor, stay solid, it's free, and stay out the way.